Hey, kia ora mai tātou te whānau. Hey, this is Rewa Takahu here, Kaitaki Marakai Backyard Gardens, and we just had a big Easter hui up here in Northland and Manaia campgrounds, Baptist campgrounds, and we've saved 2 bags of food waste, and here's what I'm doing with it. I just wanted to show you. Look at that. Look at that. See all that brown stuff there? Worm castings. That is the poop of the worms. So you munch out all the kite. Look at it, beautiful. Worm castings. And down in here is the juice. So that's all the sliving, slivery, sticky, juicy stuff that's on the outside of the worms. Some would call it worm pea, but it's actually not. It's like tuna, eels, all that slivery stuff. Yeah, that's the worm juice. Wainoke, anei taku pāmu noke. It's great stuff. All those lovely tiger worms under there. I'm actually due to take out some of the worms. The worm castings, because when I pull up the cloth that I've got here, they're starting to come through. And I'm actually just lying it down in here so they go into the soil. We've got 2 types of worms in this place. We've got tiger worms, which is in the worm farm. And then you have earthworms. The earthworms will eat up that stuff and goes back into the food for the plants. The plants grow, sun shines on the plants, and then this photosynthesis happens. But yeah, pretty stoked really. This is what we're doing, all our food waste from the camp, putting it into my worm farm, and I'm just sorting through. Because even though we said to our rangatei, please do not put meat or bones inside, there's a bone right there, and there's some meat. So I'm just sorting through, and I'll get rid of it. Okay, so local hoodies doing their things. Look at that though, precious, precious. Okay, hai kona whānau. Okay, there we go. Second layer or second bag on top. And so all this food, all this wasted food will break down. The worms will eat it. It will turn into worm castings. And then in turn, I can put that back into the butter. Feed jars are from here in Kaikui. Potatoes and pumpkin and bananas are all from shops, obviously, but this is our food waste. So normally what would happen is all that food would go to the rubbish tip. So this is one way we can kind of be kaitaki for our environment and our personal spaces, is create a worm farm or a composting system. The other way I could have done this, I could have put this over onto my composting system there, and the same process happens, just takes a little bit longer because they're just earthworms over there, not tiger worms. But that's one way that we can care for our environment. Otherwise, if we put all this out on our rubbish bags, yeah, it just takes up room. It'll break down, but you could use this in a more creative way. The other way I could do this, if this was springtime and we're moving towards warmer months as the soil would warm up, like over here, I'm letting this sit for a while. I'm going to probably put in some cover crop on so I can build up the soil health. Is you could dig trenches, like you could dig a trench, which I actually have done along this side historically. You dig trenches along and then bury your food waste in those trenches and then cover it over. You can do the same thing with if you've got raised beds, like I've got raised beds out the back there. I could have put a layer of this food onto the raised beds and then put compost on top of that. So there are many ways that you can get rid of your waste and waste food. The most least effective way is putting in the rubbish bag and going out to the tip. Composting, worm farms, directly putting it into the mara. Just a little bit of an update. We got hammered last week. This whole backyard was flooded to the point, this is just my theory, got no scientific validation or anything of this, but this was full of snails. What I actually think's happened, as the water has raised, the snails have gone to a higher ground, and as a result, all my lettuces that I had planted and was growing in there is gone. Yeah, it's quite amazing actually. Amazing. That's all right. It is what it is. Got a school coming up next week. Go and have a nosy next Tuesday. And we're going to be teaching about this. And I'll probably dig out some of my worms and plant something in here. I might plant out some of the spring agates. Okay. Click the like button, click the share button if you find this helpful. Thinking about ways of dealing with our food waste. So this was 2.5 days camp, about 30 people, and I told them it's going to keep all our food. I'll put it on my farm, Hamunoki. This will go back into the soil. Ka pai. Okay. Hey, kuna. God bless everyone.